Hey everybody, Ms. Vilmez again. I was just reaching out because we are going to start an assignment that I think is really important not only for our own mental health, but also as a way to document this history that we're living through right now. It's such a unique time, it's such a weird time. We are going to start journaling through COVID-19. And so the reason that I think that that's important is because journaling is great for your mental health. You're identifying those feelings that you have, you're getting to express them in an organized way. It helps make you a better writer. But then also you're creating a primary source for people that might be learning about this in the future. Think about your kids, your grandkids. I know it's really far off in the future, but where would we be if we didn't have those primary sources, those snapshots of people's lives that help us see what is going on in the world and how young people are reacting to it? Because the way you're reacting might be completely different than your parents or maybe your grandparents. So it is a really unique way to document your perspective during this time. So first and foremost, we need to figure out how you're going to keep your journals. So that can be either online. I don't mind if you do it in a Google Doc. I don't mind if you do it in Word, but just keep in mind that you are going to be writing a page each entry, so that might be something to keep in mind. And I don't mind if you handwrite it either. So whichever way you prefer to express yourself, I'm perfectly fine with, because this is your journal essentially. So figure out which way you're going to do your journal. If you need to get a notebook, if you have a notebook lying around, if you have lots of notebook paper, or if you just want to do it on a computer or a tablet or even in the notes section of your phone, I'm perfectly fine with that as long as we're documenting what we're feeling and we're responding to the prompts in an appropriate way. So let's talk a little bit about what the requirements are. Like I said, I would like a page per entry, just so that way we get a chance to kind of really develop whatever thoughts we're having. So I'm not just saying, today I feel sad. We're actually going to be exploring kind of what that feels like and what you're observing in the world right now. Because yes, we have news cameras that are documenting things, but as we all know, when we put our own personal thoughts and feelings into something, it really kind of comes alive on the page, and so it becomes that living historical document. And so think about right before we left for break, we were reading Anne Frank's diary, and how getting to see things from her diary really kind of brought things home for us and made us have an emotional connection to what was going on. And of course, while what we're going through right now is completely different than what Anne went through, there are some similarities in having to be stuck inside all day, having really not much to do during this time, kind of some fear over what's being sent out on the news. So there are some similarities that we can connect to, and that would be a really good journal prompt to respond to. So jumping into that, what are some things that you can write about in your journals? So talk about what you're seeing on the news. So constantly news bulletins are being interrupted on TV, and I know that y'all's generation doesn't watch so much a lot of TV as they do other things, but I'm sure you walked through the living room while your parents are watching, so you guys are picking things up, or maybe you are a very avid consumer of news and you want to stay on top of things. So whatever you're picking up, whatever you're seeing on the news, I want you to start paying a little bit more attention to that, so that way you can kind of document through your lens what's going on in the world right now. So what's going on in the news? How do you see the nation responding? How do you see the people in your family responding? How are you responding? So not only what you're seeing, but also how you're feeling about it and how your family is reacting to it, how your neighbors are reacting to it. That's something that we would need to document, because that's something we're going to care about in the future, to know like what was life really like during this time. So what are you seeing on the news? How are they responding? What are you being asked to do? What is your responsibility in all of this as not only a middle schooler, but also as a citizen? What are you being asked to do during this time? So what's being closed? What's being stopped? Who's still having to go to work? Who isn't having to go to work? These are all things that you can respond to in your journal as a kind of a way to take a picture on page. What is going on in the world right now? How has life changed for you? Obviously, school is a little bit different for all of us, but how have things changed since what's going on has happened? How has this progressed? So I know when we left for spring break, it was kind of a joke. Like everyone was like, oh, don't get the coronavirus, things like that. But obviously things have progressed since then. And so I would like to hear in your words, like, how has it progressed? Has it gotten worse? Has fear gotten worse? Like, what really has changed since we left for break almost 2 weeks ago? What observations can you make about what's going on in your home, in your neighborhood? Are you seeing people walking around? Are you seeing people ignoring what we're being asked to do? Are you seeing anything different now than you did before we left for break. So remember, these are all just options for your prompts. So you don't have to write about any of this. You could literally just do a free write of what you're feeling and what you're seeing. But these are just ideas to kind of get you started for your journal. What is giving you hope? What's causing you fear? Maybe you're indifferent to what's going on. You're just kind of going with the flow. You're like, okay, I guess I stay inside now. Whatever you're experiencing, I would love to hear about it, and I'm sure future generations would love to hear about it. So what is giving you hope? Are you seeing things on social media? Are you seeing things in the news? Are you seeing personal interactions within your family that's giving you hope or fear? Whatever it is that you're feeling, write it down. Like I said, that's kind of the beauty of journaling. It kind of allows you to express how you're feeling on paper and kind of put a name to it and put it out in the world, and that helps you kind of sort through what you're feeling and learn to kind of process those emotions and get through them. So if you're feeling an overwhelming sense of anxiety right now because you're picking up on everything that's being sent out, use that journal as a way to heal yourself. Use the journal as a way to document what you're feeling, give yourself permission to have those feelings, and kind of move forward from them as we, like I said, navigate uncharted territory right now. So not only your feelings, your observations, what are your wants and needs at this time? So what does your family need that maybe you're not allowed to get? Lord knows we all need toilet paper right now, apparently. So is that something your family needs? Is that something you're not able to get? Are there other things that your family needs that maybe no one else has thought about? Maybe you have a unique need in your family that the world isn't talking about right now. So now's your chance to kind of have that voice and talk about what is missing in your life and why can't you get it? And if you can get it, is it harder to get? Things like that, like medication, or maybe like a specific, like childcare. I mean, like I said, I know a lot of you guys are having to step up and be kind of the babysitters for your younger siblings or your cousins or nieces and nephews, things that you wouldn't expect to have to do, but you're having to step up. So talk to me about that. Are you feeling proud of yourself? Are you feeling upset? Are you feeling angry? Like anything that you're feeling is valid right now because these are such unique times. And so getting a chance to document that can be a really cathartic and healing experience. So feelings, observations, wants and needs, what's giving you fear, what's giving you hope. And another kind of perspective to look at is, have you seen any examples of inequality during this time? So are you seeing maybe, like if you kind of compare it on a global scale, are you seeing anything that maybe having an economic advantage or disadvantage, how that's affecting people and their ability to get health care and their ability to get tested? Like, what are you seeing about that? Because that's going to be something that we definitely are going to be learning about in the future. So whatever it is that you're seeing, whatever it is that you're feeling, whatever it is that is going on right now, just write about it. There aren't any like strict laws, there aren't any strict rules as far as like what I'm asking for you. I would just like to see a page per entry, maybe like 3 entries a week. So that way we really get some data, that way we really get a picture of your life right now. And you get to be I get to hear your unique voices, I get to see your personality shine through those words. So this is something I'm really looking forward to reading now, and then I know years from now this is going to be something that I'll look back on, because you guys are going to be really my only class that gets to do this. And so it's interesting that we'll always have that shared experience together. But if you have any questions, check your Google Classroom, because I'm going to post the assignment kind of like prompts in there, so you don't have to just rewatch this video 100 times. But I really encourage you to lean into this project, because this is something that could really matter in the future. This is something that really will stick out. This is something that will really have meaning as we move forward past this epidemic right now. But like I said, if you have any questions, check your Google Classroom, email me, leave comments down below if you'd like. I'm probably going to have you guys either take a picture of your journals or submit them through Google Classroom, just so that way I can kind of start collecting everything. And then we'll see what we have when all this is done. But I miss you guys. I miss seeing your faces. I miss laughing at your jokes. I miss y'all. So I'm sure y'all are just fine being at home and not at school, but just know that we're thinking about you. Know that we are also experiencing all the same feelings that you are as teachers. I know all of us are sad about our kids not being with us, and we're upset that we're not able to go and educate you guys, which is what we're passionate about. So thank y'all for staying patient during this time, because I know like I said in my first video, we're all just winging it right now. So I really do appreciate you, and I really do miss you. So just keep that in your heart as you move forward. Start getting those pens and papers out, or typing out your journals. I would love to start seeing those next week, because that's, like I said, that's something that's really going to move forward, being a very meaningful project. So alrighty, well, I'll quit rambling. You guys have a good rest of the day. I look forward to reading your journals. Bye.